I'm gonna take you right now and show you our new vehicle. All right, so on our last vlog, we left off on car shopping, and it has been so crazy trying to car shop during this post-pandemic world. There's a huge shortage of vehicles right now. I'm not sure if it's like this all over the country. I'm assuming that it is, but the lots are empty. The prices for used vehicles are insane. They're very high. It's apparently because of some shortage with not being able to get a chip that goes into the new cars or something like that. Anyway, it has been very challenging to find a vehicle. We were wanting something gently used. We really aren't wanting a brand new vehicle right now. That's just not in our budget, but we aren't wanting something that has 100,000 miles on it either. So we were really looking in the 1 to 3 year old range. It was really hard to find. There were a lot of cars that you might as well just buy one brand new because the used car prices are up right now. After a lot of looking online, I narrowed it down to several cars. I really wanted my husband's input and just his help with making the decision. I just wasn't sure what I wanted, and it's a family vehicle anyway. And so he came out with me on a Saturday morning and we narrowed it down to 2 different vehicles. 2 hours later, we were test driving both of the vehicles. They were at different dealerships. I think that we maybe spent, 3 hours total, and we made a decision. And this one guy gave us a great deal. It's a 2018 Honda CR-V and it only had 25,000 miles on it. It's just perfect. I've now been driving it and loving it. It's making my husband want a new truck. But we're gonna wait on that until it's a better market.
My advice for you, if you're gonna shop right now in this crazy car market, is to be very strategic. Do your research. The online inventory is pretty accurate. If you're able to, be open to looking in other areas. A lot of places you can pay extra and they'll deliver the vehicle, or you can just have somebody drive you if it's within 3 or 4 hour driving distance to try out the vehicle. I'm not sure if the laws are different in each state, but I think in our state you really have 3 days to change your mind. Don't take legal advice from me though. Check with your own attorney with stuff like that. I don't want you to buy a vehicle thinking that you can just return it. Find out what your laws are in your state, because that might be an option that you could try something without test driving it if you know that you can get your money back if it doesn't work out. I do want to caution you though, be careful online because you don't always know who you're working with. I had one situation that it said a very good price for this vehicle, and I should have known it was too good to be true, but I still inquired about it nonetheless. It was in a neighboring state, but whenever I called about it, the paperwork showed $3,000 more than it should have been. Because there's such a shortage right now, some dealerships are trying to take advantage. So they'll show you a lower price on the advertisement, but whenever you ask further questions, this dealership particularly was going to charge me $3,100, and they called it a used car service fee. That was a requirement by his general manager. So it really wasn't a good deal at all, and I just decided not to do business with them because I didn't like that. So call around before you go and test drive. Make sure that the dealership you're shopping at isn't charging anything like that, because some dealerships are taking advantage of people right now, which is unfortunate. Also, whenever you're doing your research, you can very easily read all of the reviews about that year and model. So for example, if you're looking for a used car and you find a 2019 Honda CR-V, say that it's an LX, you would literally just Google 2019 Honda CR-V LX reviews, and you can read all of the different reviews. You can read their safety ratings. There are some models and years that a lot of the reviews say to stay away from this particular year and model. And so I would really recommend, one of the benefits to buying a used car is it does have some history behind it. So if there have been some issues, you're going to know about that whenever you read all of the reviews and all of the ratings. You can even type the car into Google and say what is wrong with this particular, year and model, and all the issues that seem to be reported pop up. And so I found that to be very helpful. It really narrowed down our search a lot. A lot of the cars that were available were not cars that had good reviews at all, and there were really only a few that were. And so that helped to narrow down our search. Last thing I recommend is if you're gonna finance, to explore other options than the dealership. Although the dealerships do offer financing, we got a much better deal through our local credit union. They offer much better rates. And honestly, it was kind of a pain to deal with that at the dealership. There's a lot of like back and forth and haggling, and we just decided that we wanted to go. I told the credit union that the dealership was wanting to compete with their rate, to please give me his best rate, and he immediately offered this program that gave us a much lower rate than what the dealership offered, and they had offered 2 different rates. Like they had already gone down another time. So I recommend, don't think that you just have to finance through the dealership. And wherever you finance, if you're, I really recommend, if you are going to finance, to have a plan in place to pay it down quickly. And so that was really important to us with financing. We wanted to know if we pay it off in time, are we still going to have to pay the rest of the interest payments? Because some car loans are set up that way. They're set up to where you can pay it off 3 years early, but you're still going to pay the interest as if you had paid on the whole 5 years or whatever. And so we learned that lesson the hard way whenever we bought my husband's car. So with this vehicle, we were really careful to make sure to know that our loan is what's called a simple interest loan. And it means that if we pay it off in 1 year, we're only going to pay interest up to that 1 year. We're not going to have to pay, the remaining interest payments. So just make sure you do your homework and ask your questions and get it all in writing before you make a decision. And best of luck to you. I just wanted to share our experience and show you the car that we selected. And if you are shopping in this if you are shopping in this market, God bless you. Good luck. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe. See you next time.
I'm gonna take you right now and show you our new vehicle.